Welcome back to the lab. It's Saturday. I'm still ruining this perfectly good race car. I'm ugly, so let's look at the car instead. We've got our diamond in the rough here. We've got our linked G4 Plus ECU, plug-in 350Z ECU using the factory harness. I'm pretty sure it's a 350 GT Skyline harness. It's been chopped and changed and modified and fiddled with multiple times. And then, of course, the custom harness that goes through to the front. That part normally lives on the dash as well as wherever it is. It must be on the floor down that bit there. That goes in the dash as well. And our Dash 2 Pro, I think it's called, sitting there. So we're just reconfiguring things. I've moved, there's the plug for it there, the ethanol content sensor from in the engine bay. It used to live where that new panel is there. It's now basically just on the other side of where those, in between those two holes in the firewall there. So I've got to shift a couple of wires around, and I'm going to put the fuel pump relays, which were living here. There's one less there now. They're going to go in the front as well, might as well. So they'll be, if we can see it, I'm stretching out, there it is there somewhere. I'm sure you could see some relays there. Now, while we're at it, I'll try and improve on things and make it a little bit better, get rid of some of this, I call it spy wrap, and lose some of the electrical tape that's all over the place everywhere. We'll try and do it all nicely, but I've discovered we've been carrying a penalty. The entire time the car's been running, there's been a little bit of solder hiding in the wiring harness here, wrapped up in the tape. Who knows how it got there? It'll be my fault. I've done it at some point in time somehow. So let's see how much our penalty was, just for a laugh, because we've been weighing everything else. Is it going to register? How much do you reckon that weighs, guys? Little bit of solder for you Americans. I don't know why. Why do you not have the L in that word? Is it to save weight when you say it? It doesn't weigh anything. Oh, that's no good. What about if we put some of this... grab some of this tape. Must be able to get a gram out of it. Oh, there we go. Look at that. 2 grams. Woohoo! That'll make up for... Oh, it's not there. It's 1.2 kgs lighter now because we don't have the engine cover on there. But in all seriousness, by the time you have a lot of electrical tape bundled up all over everything, this, I mean, that's part of a roll. That stuff can all go in the bin, right? There you go. 40 grams. You could easily chuck a couple of 100 grams into your race car just on electrical tape, which I'm guilty of. There's actually still going to be some in the car, but we'll go more for this fancy stuff here next to the cheap nasty stuff. So we'll have that all through all the stuff here. All right, well, I have actually been at it all day. Oh look, I conveniently put this clock viewing hole in our bonnet. It is that o'clock. That's reading accurately now. It lost an hour in the middle of a day or something a while ago. I shifted it forward and it's fine now. Some Doctor Who stuff going on there. I don't know. We travelled in time or something. Oh, whatever. I'm not even going to show you what's behind here because there's definitely some you can do better than that behind there. A few bits of wire that kind of run like an earth wire that was from up here and then ran all the way down to the ECU and earthed with everything else in this general area. The battery's actually just not far. It's just on the other side of the firewall really, so that black wire there that you can see out there by itself, that's the earth wire that's going to go through to the battery now. Might as well do that. Silly little things like that while we're at it. It appears the brake lights might be running unfused. It's not a good idea, so I'll sort that out while I'm at it. This is really interesting, not? So a bit late in the day, wanted to check something that's got me a little bit confused, but not too concerned, and unfortunately our battery's flat. Fortunately I've got a spare one. So that's in there. There's a lot of reasons why it won't go at the moment. There's no power to the fuel pumps. There's no fuel. The fuel tank's not sealed. There's absolutely no oil in the engine or fluids or anything. Ethanol sensors not hooked up. It'll go without that anyway, but the rest of the electrical system will probably make the car go. I was looking at... Yeah, it's not looking any tidier, is it? Well, it kind of is. Depends how you... It wouldn't look right without the dash, would it? So the power's on. There we go. That's all good. Alternator light still works, so that's lovely. Looking at these relays here, not entirely certain what they all do because they're not labelled now. They may have been to start with. That's the main key. It's one of those is ECU. I can't see it because of the poor lighting. That's for the fuel pump and for ignition. That one there is for starting it. One of these is drive-by-wire. ECU drive-by-wire, maybe? I can't see it, like I say. That puppy there, I don't know what he does. And in fact, at the moment, he does nothing. It turns on when the power's on the car, and that red wire goes nowhere. I can't remember what it was for. I think it might be a straggler that's been hanging around in here forever. It doesn't need to be there anymore, so it's possibly going to get the chop. It could have been power for our canned lambdas, but if that was the case, and I've chopped a wire off here somewhere because I didn't have a connector on it maybe, but there should be another wire, and there's not. So interesting. No circuit diagrams for this car, no wiring diagrams, no factory service manual. It's all got to be in Glenn's head. Glenn's head doesn't remember. So I'm going to investigate just a little bit further, and if I can't figure it out, then that relay can go away. Out with the laptop. Fire that up. Oh, lots of fault codes. Oh, what's going on here then? Temp sensor, of course, not plugged in. Temp 2, above error high value. Now that's probably... Hang on. Temp 3 is transfer box. Temp 2 should be alright. Yeah. Clear those. Yeah, get rid of those. Right. Temp 3, above error value. Well, that's because it's got nothing plugged into it. It's on the floor here. Thanks for telling us. That's good. No, I'm happy with that. Fault code count 1. So we should be able to, the drive-by-wire and all that should go. We should be able to do injector tests. Oh, camera's wandering, wasn't it? I'm pretty certain Mr. Relay there is just a rogue leftover from something else that I was doing once upon a time, and I can't remember. It doesn't need to be there. So that's cool. We can ditch that, and a little bit more wiring can go away, and we'll be able to use the bracket, the relay holder bracket in the front for our PWM relay for the fuel pumps, which apparently doesn't work. According to some, but some reckon it does. So we'll try it. We'll see. Before we get carried away, might put some oil in it tomorrow and crank it over. We can't fire it up. Like I say, we've got no power for our fuel pumps yet. We'll do an injector test and make sure all our injectors are happy. Since we've had all that stuff apart. Number 1 goes. Number 2 goes. Number 3 goes. I'm not worried about whether they're on the right ones, because they will be. I haven't shifted any of that. 4. 5. Oh, I lost the mouse. There we go. Cool. They all work. That's good. We've got 6 working injectors, so when we get to that point, they'll go. We can probably do we can do a spark test as well, I guess, but we're not going to hear them. I don't think we'll hear them anyway. Ignition. Where is it? Ignition setup. Ignition test. Are we going to hear it? Not a chance. So we'll turn that off. We'll have to get the coil out, the spare coil and spark plug. That's probably it for today. I'll get rid of our little stowaway there. And tomorrow we'll put some oil in it. We'll crank it over and get some oil pressure. It's not good for an engine leaving it lying around for months and months and months without oil in it. So it's got assembly lube, but no oil as such. Because I bet someone wants to know. It's going to go in the front anyway, so it's not actually coming out of the car. There you go. About that. Right, tomorrow's gig is to reconfigure the ECU so that the wire that runs from here, through here, through here, through here, to that empty bracket there, that gets changed from being fan number 2 to running the fuel pumps, and we'll do it on PWM, and I'm not sure. We may need a fuel pump controller in the front here. I have run fuel pumps on PWM before, but some literature says that you can't, so hey, whatever. We'll do that. I need another relay bracket in here. I know I said I was going to use the one that is now here, the one that we just weighed before, but guess what? That's a Heller bracket, and the Heller brackets don't fit on the Narva ones. The Narva ones don't have the name on them. That's me shaking, not the camera. So they're not actually compatible. I could put it on a bracket beside it, but it's going to stand out and look terrible. So I was like, oh, I'll go into my drawer. I'm sure I've got some in there. I've got another Heller one, and I've got another Heller one, but I don't have any more Narva ones. So I may have to put a Narva relay. I may have to go for a masked trip to Repco and get that sorted out. Actually, hang on. It's another Heller one. Yeah, so all the ones in the back are Heller ones and all the ones in the front are Narva ones. Nah, never mind. That happens. Here's our PWM relays that have been in my toolbox. My battery's charged, yay. In my toolbox for a very long time. And once again, we've got, that'll be a Narva relay there. That's what they look like. And these are a Heller ones. So they're not going to be very good feng shui, but I'll do my best to make it look nice. I'll take this relay and I'll repin everything and move it over to there on the end so that we'll have 3 PWM relays in a row. These 22 amps they're rated at. The fuel pump specification says you need 10 amps, so that one relay probably would do it and run both pumps, but I don't want to risk it. I'd rather have 2 and be just on the safe side, give us a bit of a cushion. Someone needs to clean up his workbench again, doesn't he? I'm going to do that. Alright, thanks for watching. Cheers, bye.